It's time for Defense Olympics version 2. So Defense Olympics is when I take each defense and I have a tournament bracket and they go up against each other so we can find out which defense is the best. Now, this time through, these are my prototypes, okay? So I don't have the Doom Cannon, I don't have the Microwaver, and I don't have the Hot Pot. I'm not gonna put up the Shield Generator or the Sky Shield. We're just gonna do the defenses that fire. Now, the last time I did Defense Olympics, I believe it was the final round was like the cannon and the hot pot, I think. So I forgot about one crucial part about Defense Olympics. I have to use Universal Remote, but I forgot Universal Remote gives a damage bonus, so I can't use that anymore. But we have something better. We have the remote hack. Now the remote hack does the same thing as Universal Remote, but it doesn't add the damage boost. I don't think. It doesn't say it in the stats, so I'm gonna assume it doesn't, and we're gonna jump into this round of Defense Olympics. So we're gonna be pitting these defenses one by one against each other until we fill out this entire bracket and have a clear winner. What's also nice about this remote hack is it works on prototypes. Last time I wasn't able to hack a prototype, which didn't come into play because of the damage boost, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, let's jump into the Defense Olympics. Okay, so this is the showdown of the century, the CMO versus the Sniper Tower. Let's go. We're gonna hack the Sniper Tower. The two defenses will go head to head at each other. The CMO taking a very clear early win and is going to put the Sniper Tower in its place. And just like that, the CMO moves on to round 2 of the Olympics. To make this work, we're gonna have to boost up all of my energy. Okay guys, they're already on to me. Okay, let's go. Because the grappler has such a long range, we're gonna have to hack the mortar. The grappler is like the worst defense to bring to this challenge. The mortar is gonna fire super slow, so this battle might not work. You can see none of them are dealing that much damage. There we go. Hack for the second round. I should be able to get 2 more hacks on. I think the energy increases by 10 every time, so that would cost 70 energy. Yes, okay, very nice. I don't really know which of these is gonna win, and there's really no way for me to be able to complete this on this account because I don't have enough energy. So for the sake of the video, we might just pick the mortar. It looks like the mortar is off to a little bit of a lead. So yeah, I would say the mortar dealt a little bit more damage overall to the grappler than the grappler did to the mortar. It doesn't really matter because they're going against the laser. Okay, it's a laser beam. That's going to be a boring battle also because a laser beam isn't going to be able to deal that much damage either. This is going to be super interesting. Who do you guys think is going to win, the cannon or the boom cannon? Now, I really wish we would have had the Doom Cannon or the Hot Pot in this challenge. Both of those defenses are just crazy good. But sadly, the prototype schedule did not line up for the video. But here we go. The cannon. Oh my gosh. That boom cannon is going to annihilate the cannon. To be fair, the cannon did deal a lot of damage. It almost fired a 4th time. It just wasn't quite fast enough. It wouldn't have finished up the boom cannon, but overall, it was a pretty close matchup. The cannon is definitely a strong contender. The boom cannon is just a little too powerful. Okay, so this is another battle I'm sure many of you are waiting for. The shock launcher versus the shock blaster. Let's go. Hacking the shock launcher. Which of these do you think is going to win? I think this is going to be another one of those battles that just takes a super long time. But I mean, we can already see which of these is doing better. There we go. We'll shock it again. Or hack it again. The shock blaster is just annihilating the shock launcher. The shock launcher not able to get a hit off. The shock blaster is just bullying the poor shock launcher. Look at that. The shock launcher got 1 hit off and this powerful blue boy did very, very well. And just like that, round 1 is done, and we can jump onto the second round, starting off with the Shock Blaster versus the Machine Gun. Now, the Shock Blaster just had a battle, so it might be a little tired, but it doesn't really matter because I think the Shock Blaster can beat pretty much any of these defenses pretty fairly. So we'll move this Shock Launcher back, and we'll need to make sure that none of these can hit any other defenses. There we go. Which of these you guys think is going to win? Now, the Machine Gun had a first round bye. It was all random, except for a couple battles I kind of paired up against each other, but I really think the Shock Blaster is going to win. And I'm pretty sure most of you would say the same thing. And my task force is talking about how I should go back to Brawl Stars content. Maybe we'll do some Brawl Stars videos on our CosmicDuo second channel. But here we go, hacking the Machine Gun. The Machine Gun dealt a little bit of damage early on, but as soon as the Shock Blaster got some hits off, the Machine Gun just can't fire anymore. Getting stuck up, guys. The Shock Blaster is a very strong defense. Really, looking ahead, the only prototypes that I see that have a chance of beating the Shock Blaster would be the Boom Cannon or the CMO, defenses that deal a lot of damage. But we're gonna have to see which of these is gonna be able to take down the Shock Blaster. Next up, we have the Boom Cannon and the Flamethrower. Now, the Flamethrower I chose is level 22, just to give it a little buff. I'm a level 24 or a headquarters 24 on this account. I don't have any of my other defenses upgraded besides this one little Flamethrower. But let's jump into it and we'll see if the Flamethrower can pull off a win. We'll hack the Flamethrower. Starting off, not able to deal enough damage. No, I honestly thought the Flamethrower would deal more damage than the Boom Cannon. Not more damage than the Boom Cannon, but more damage than it looks like. I thought it would get down to maybe like a third of the health left on the Boom Cannon, but the Flamethrower just got annihilated. Okay guys, here we go. The battle you have probably not been waiting for. The Laser Beam versus the Mortar. Two defenses that don't really deal a lot of damage. The Mortar is not even firing. Oh, it's in the blind zone. I'm an idiot. Okay, let's go. So we have the Mortar, we have the Laser Beam, and we're just gonna hack the Mortar to start this off. Now, you know, the Mortar and the Laser Beam was probably not a very good design decision, or even the Mortar and the Grappler. I should have paired up the defenses that don't really deal a lot of damage with the best defenses, so they just drop out first round. But it looks like for sure the Laser Beam is going to be moving on, because the Laser Beam, just looking at the amount of damage both have dealt, it looks like the Laser Beam has dealt more damage overall. I mean, the health of the building plays into factor. So the Mortar might be dealing more damage per second, but the Laser Beam just might have way more health on it. So it looks like the Laser Beam is going to be moving on because it dealt more damage. It doesn't matter though, because the next battles are going to take out the Laser Beam. I hope. I don't want to see the Laser Beam in here anymore. Okay, so here we go. We have the Rocket Launcher versus the CMO. The winner is going to take on the Laser Beam in the next battle. So we're going to hack the CMO here, and we're going to see the two go off. Now, the Rocket Launcher got a first round bye, with the CMO just absolutely dominating the Rocket Launcher, and the Rocket Launcher not able to deal anything. The CMO able to take down the Rocket Launcher in the first remote hack. So very nicely done by the CMO. It looks like we're going to have two prototypes going head to head. And just like that, we are in to the quarterfinals. We have the CMO versus the Laser Beam and the Boom Cannon versus the Shock Blaster. Now, if I had to place my money on any two defenses making it to the finals, it'd probably be the CMO and the Shock Blaster. But let's see what happens in these next couple battles. So here we go, the first matchup. We have the CMO versus the Laser Beam. We're gonna hack the CMO. We're just gonna watch the CMO pop off against the laser beam. The CMO, of course, dealing so much damage. I'm excited to see which one will win, the CMO or the shock blaster. Well, I mean, the boom cannon is still gonna be in the picture, but it looks like the laser beam is going to drop. There we go. And the CMO is moving on to the final round. What's a penguin? What's an iceberg? Here we go, guys. The battle of the century. The boom cannon versus the shock blaster. Now, I keep saying the battle of the century, but this is actually a really big battle. The boom cannon dealing a lot of damage initially, but the shock blaster able to shock it, and it wasn't able to get another hit off. We're gonna let the boom cannon reset. We're gonna drop another hack on the boom cannon. Wow. The shock blaster is just too powerful, but this defense has done the most damage against the shock blaster, which is really interesting. And it looks like the boom cannon is gonna be able to get one more shot off. Nope. Okay. That means we're moving on to the final round. This is it. The final battle of the 2020 Defense Olympics. Guys, we have the CMO versus the shock blaster. I'm super sad the hot pot, the microwaver, and the doom cannon weren't able to make it to these events, but between these two defenses, comment down below which one you think will win, and also make sure you guys are using code COSMIC in the shop. I had to spend a lot of diamonds to gym up these prototypes, and it really does help support us. Oh man, here we go. Oh, I don't know which one to do. I think I'll hack the shock blaster. Are you ready, guys? Boom. First one is down, and they are off. The CMO versus the shock blaster is just so annoying. He just bullies every single one. Every single defense, not able to get any hits off. Drop another shock. Stunning the CMO once again. It looks like the shock blaster is going to win, but we still have two more hacks we can drop. I'm really voting for the CMO right now, but it's not looking good. It looks like the CMO is not going to be able to pull off the victory. Wow. It was very, very close though. And what an Olympics, guys. We had 12 total defenses, which is an all-time. Okay, and now the CMO is picking a fight with the boom cannon, which it destroyed last round. That's very unsportsmanlike. The shock blaster wins. It's so sad. Very good job to the shock blaster. I'm a little disappointed it didn't bring the shock blaster over here into the final column, but very nicely done by all of these defenses. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please drop a like as always, and I'll talk to you guys in the next Boom Beach video. Bye.